Hi there, I'm Cassidy of U, and I have Brittney Castro of Financially Wise Women with me today, and I wanted to share her with you because I really believe in her passion and mission in helping women become financially wise. So Brittney, why don't you tell me a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do?
Yes, definitely. I am a certified financial planner, and I focus on working with entrepreneurial women, professional women and their families, and just working with them in a comprehensive financial planning relationship to empower them and educate them to become financially wise and just own their financial futures. And I would say the reason I started focusing on women was because, being a woman myself, I realized that the financial industry is still heavily male dominated, and most of the finance world communicates in a way that I think relates more to men versus women, and I wanted to change that, and I wanted to let people know, especially women know, that there's a different approach, and then that's what I've tried to build my whole model on, is this different approach to serving women in today's world.
Awesome. Pretty amazing. So can you explain to me the process of working with the client to kind of dispel any myths?
Sure. Well, hopefully I'm not scary. So I think that's usually one of people's biggest roadblocks to meeting with a financial planner, is they often think of us as scary or intimidating, and I try to eliminate all of that. The approach that I use is called vision-based financial planning, and it's really just focusing on your vision and the vision that you have for your life. And I'm a big believer in money is just a tool to help you create the life that you want. So we first have to know what is it that you're trying to create, and then we can apply the numbers, the strategy, the systems, all of those things to make it a little bit easier. But we always have to start with the end in mind and then work backwards and figure out the best game plan to get there.
Definitely, and I can relate to that. I'm not scary and intimidating thing. I think with
Yes.
what we both do, people think we're going to judge and it's intimidating, but that's so the opposite, because we so care about helping you. So I love that.
Definitely.
And one of the key things that you help clients with, I know, is creating a budget. So can you go into that a little bit? We were talking about that before. I thought your parameters were really great, and of course, how does clothing fit into that?
Sure, yes. I like to refer to a budget as a spending plan. I think it's a little bit less scary as well. Budgets seem to be restrictive, and I feel like people view budgets like diets, and if you break your budget, then you just scrap the whole plan. Whereas a spending plan is just utilizing your income in the most efficient way for all your different expenses. So typically, you're going to have 50 to 60% of your income allocated toward fixed expenses, which would include rent, mortgage, car payment, those things that you have to pay every month. Then you're going to want to try to allocate 10 to 20% of your income toward savings, so different goals that you have: retirement, cash cushion, travel fund, home down payment. And then 20 to 30% would be allocated toward variable expenses, and this is where clothing would fit in. So depending on your, I think, profession and just your personal preference, out of that 20 to 30%, you would then decide if you want to focus it in even further and determine, okay, 5% is going to be allocated towards clothing, or just no, with clothing, dining out, entertainment, and all of those other variable expenses, they would just have to kind of total 20 to 30% per month, per year.
Okay, I love that. So if there was one thing that someone could do now, just if they need to get back on track or they want to get started taking a step in the right financially wise direction, what could they do?
I have a few things. One, just become educated. I mean, I think it's just so easy these days to read finance blogs, pick up a personal finance book, and just start owning your own financial life and taking responsibility, which a lot of that is around education. The more educated you are, the more empowered you'll feel and more confident you'll feel about your financial future. And then I would say another step would be just start with something. I think oftentimes we feel like we don't have enough to save, but even $100, $50 can go so far. And if you save that every month, you'd be surprised after a year, 10 years, 20 years, how much that equates, down the road. So become educated, start small, and just, keep going.
Perfect, thank you. And if Because of course you're going to want to get in touch with Brittney now. How can they find you?
Yes, you can visit me at financiallywisewomen.com. I'm putting a lot of videos on my website. I have a lot of great resources on there, free stuff, and then you can find all the information to contact me if you have further questions via email or phone calls.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So
Thanks.
you're started on your way to be financially wise.
Yes. Woohoo.
Thanks.